Hi everybody, this is Denise from The Average Joe, and today joining us again is the not so average travel planner Julie, and she's here to talk about a little bit about Disney again. So the first day we went over some of the things you had to do for signing up for My Disney Experience and picking the correct dates and selecting the resort. And now we are at the next point in your vacation. And let me just say, this all has to be done like a year ahead of time, unfortunately. This is not something you can decide like 2 weeks out and decide you're going to do it. This is a lot of planning to go to Disney and make it work. So you don't make yourself crazy. Let's put it that way. So after you've done those things, what you need to do is you need to get your schedule. So your schedule basically consists of what day you want to do what park. And you don't want to be in a park that's really busy. So a lot of people, they go down for Saturday, Sunday. First day, they go to Magic Kingdom on Monday. Well, we never do that because Magic Kingdom, everybody wants to go to Magic Kingdom first. We always go, like, you might want to go to Epcot on a Monday, because usually everybody goes to Epcot on Tuesday. There's also a lot of places you can go on the web to find out what is the busiest day. You just, you type in Magic Kingdom busy days, and there's a lot of stuff you can look at. You don't want to go with the crowd, you want to go against the crowd. So if Magic Kingdom has early opening on a Thursday, you might not want to go there if you're not going to go for early opening. If you're not going to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning and ready to go, you might want to go a little later, but you might not want to go to Magic Kingdom. If they're early opening, you might want to go to Hollywood Studios that day. So you want to find out those things ahead of time. And that's all on the web. You can find that out on the Disney websites and everywhere else.
On My Disney Experience.
And on My Disney Experience, what days has early opening, and they open an hour early for anybody who stays at a Disney resort. So if you're off property, you can't partake in that early opening. And then some nights they have
they stay late.
Stay late,
and it's 2 hours extra. They stay late.
And that's always nice because a lot of people do clear out earlier. So you've decided what days you want to go to what parks. Figure out what you want to see at those parks and where you want to eat at those parks. So you are allowed to make your dining reservations 180 days out. That's 6 months. And if you have been to Disney before, you know where the busy restaurants are and the ones you like. So you want exactly 180 days from your first day of your vacation. And then you're allowed to book all the rest of the days on your vacation. If you're staying 7 days, you can book them all. You don't have to call 180 days from Monday, 180 days from Tuesday, 180 days from Thursday. You're allowed to book your whole vacation day on the first day of 180 days from your first day of vacation.
One of our viewers just wrote in, they want to know, can you only call and make dining reservations, or can I use the My Disney Experience app?
I prefer the My Disney Experience on the web.
On the web?
Yes. The app is a little tricky. I think there's a little glitches in there, and it's not really user-friendly for dining reservations. But when you are making most of them 180 days out, I prefer the web.
Yeah.
It's much easier.
And you just put in the restaurant that you want to stay at or the park that you're in. You can do it that way as well. Say you're going to Hollywood Studios and you want to know what reservations are available. They'll tell you exactly what restaurants in the Hollywood Studios have availability.
And that's only available through the web. You can't do that through the app.
Right. And also, once you book one reservation through the web, they'll ask for a credit card. They take if you don't show up for that reservation that you booked, and you booked 4 people in your party, they will charge you $10 for each reservation that you made for each person in your party.
So it's $10 for each person on your reservation.
Correct.
If a no-show.
If you don't show up. You can cancel it 2 days ahead of time.
You can cancel it the same day.
Can you? Okay.
24 hours in
24 hours is
24.
the official policy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so by that time you know exactly where you're going. But you firm all those up at the very end. But it's much, much easier to get reservations at 180 days than it is 2 weeks before. You just will not get them. They won't be available.
And there are certain restaurants that will charge you the full price of that meal at the time of reservations. I know that Cinderella's Castle is one of them. So be prepared if you are making reservations to read the fine print, because they will charge you that day you make the reservation for that one. I'm not sure about many others, but I know that they are specific with Cindy's. So
that's a very, very hard reservation to get.
That'd be Cinderella's Royal Table in the Cinderella Castle, I believe.
Yes. We'll do a separate video on dining plans, because there's a lot of details in there for different plans and different packages. The dining plan does not make reservations. It's strictly the cost of the meals and credits. So again, we'll go into detail over those at a later time. We prefer a character meal on our first night there, but if you have young children, I don't advise it. Kind of work them slowly into the characters. Otherwise, it will probably be your...
It's a shock to them.
Yes. But buffets, if you have picky eaters, are probably your best bet.
How does Disney handle specific needs of their guests in regards to potential allergies and special dietary requirements?
As soon as you go into a restaurant, which is, they have 2 different kinds. One's a counter service and one's a sit down. Either one, when you get up to the window on a counter service to order, or if you're at a sit down restaurant, you tell the server right away you have an allergy to whatever allergy it is, and they will bring out a special menu for you so you can pick whatever food that you're able to eat. It's very helpful, and they bend over backwards making it available to the people who need it.
Mm-hmm. And if it's a buffet, or specifically if it's a buffet, they will give you a pamphlet on what is good to eat and what it's not. They also ask you if you would like if the chef to come out, and the head chef comes out and walks you over through the buffet and points the food out that you can and cannot eat. They are extremely helpful in this area.
I think we covered your daily schedule and your dining reservations. Your dining reservations are very, very important if you want to eat at certain restaurants. If you want to have a character meal at Chef Mickey's, or you want to have a character meal at the Animal Kingdom somewhere, you need to have it 180 days out, because try to get a reservation at Ohana's 2 months before, you won't get one.
At least not before 10 o'clock at night.
Or Chef Mickey's.
What would you say your top 3 difficult reservations are to get at Walt Disney World?
Our top 3 would be Chef Mickey's and Ohana's and Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast is probably #1. We haven't eaten at Beauty and the Beast, I think, for our last 4 trips because we can't get a reservation.
And
we call 180 days out, so I have no idea why we can't get one. But it's just not... I think we've given up. Yeah. It's for us, we feel that Beauty and the Beast is 1 or 2 times, and then
it's a little overrated. Yeah. I mean, after you've been there once or twice.
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to see it. It's a beautiful castle.
Well, it's also it has 3 different foods in there. It's got a breakfast,
right,
and then it's got an a la carte lunch, and then it's got a sit down full-fledged meal now.
Right.
So you have to figure out what kind of reservation.
And I believe the Beast is at the dinners?
He is.
At the dinners only. There's no bell. It's just the Beast. And he actually walks through, and you can see him while you're eating, and then you get to take a picture with him on the way out when you're done.
Also with food reservations, you want to keep in mind that you're not going to sit down for lunch at a sit-down restaurant and then sit down for dinner. Okay, we either sit down for breakfast, we either have a late breakfast and then we have a dinner, sit down, or a fast food dinner, quick service.
You're not going to have multiple sit-down meals in a day. You certainly
No.
could.
Oh God,
We
no.
wouldn't recommend it. It's just way too much food. It's way too much time constraint.
Right.
So if you're going to have a full-blown sit-down character breakfast, you're going to want to eat a later lunch and maybe a later dinner, something like that. If you're going to have a sit-down dinner, schedule that, then have like an early light breakfast and a later lunch or something of that nature. You have to accommodate the schedule you can get from the restaurants.
With the food reservations, you usually want to have one sit-down meal a day, whether it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The buffets are huge. If you have a sit-down buffet for lunch, you probably want a very light supper. You'll probably still be full by then, and you can pick up something quick. To have a sit-down lunch and a sit-down dinner, you're going to be stuffed. It's just so much food. So we like to do one sit-down a day.
Usually a buffet.
We can do buffet, yeah.
Or Ohana's.
Or Ohana's. We enjoy 1900 Park Fair, which is a wonderful breakfast at the Grand Floridian. And we like to get it kind of a later time, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock. So we can take a leisurely, get up and leisurely make our way over there. And by the time you're done eating, it's 11:30. You've seen the characters. You've eaten a huge breakfast. And you usually don't even need a lunch. And maybe you can pick something up real quick. But that's the way we do it. One sit down a day. That's our recommendation. You might be different, but that's the way we do it. Maybe you don't want to eat that heavy at all. A lot of people get counter service meals and they split them. And then this way it's a very light lunch, and then they'll have a sit-down dinner, either early or later.
If I want to avoid purchasing Disney's food, as I assume Disney's food prices are on the higher end as most
They
theme
are
parks
on the higher end. The
Can I
food
bring
is
my own food into the parks?
You can.
You may. You may bring a small cooler into the park. They also have lockers at the front where you could store it if you didn't want to carry it around all day. I don't know the price on the lockers, but
Right. These should be sustainable
were-
foods. You wouldn't recommend bringing in any sort of cream products or maybe
there's
like
no.
potato
They don't
salad,
have.
nothing like
They
that.
do not have a refrigerator
no,
for
you
you
don't
to
have a
store your food.
refrigerator for
Okay.
you. So if you have a little cooler, you better have ice in it.
Okay.
So maybe it would be better to eat a lunch where you could go grab a quick, because even peanut butter will melt in the heat sometimes in Florida. They also have Starbucks, which has some light food in it. They have little sandwiches and stuff like that. Just the usual Starbucks food. There's places that you can pick up a French fry or a hot dog or something like that if you're eating light. But you have to plan this all out. You don't want to just go and say, well, we'll pick something up when we get there. It doesn't work that way in
Especially
Disney World.
if you want to eat at Beaches and Cream and get a kitchen sink. You have to be out 180 days to
Really?
make that reservation.
Wow.
Now, what's a kitchen sink? If I just want to wash my hands?
No.
Oh.
It is.
Beaches and Cream is what?
It's a Sunday shop, an old 1950s style Sunday shop diner / diner.
Where is it?
At the beach. The Beach Club. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, at the Beach Club, and it is a big ice cream.
Huge ice cream.
It's about that big.
It's for one person,
Oh
personalized?
no, this is about 6 to.
Ice cream.
You can't eat 2 people, and 4 people can't eat it. So I would.
I
go with
understand
6.
there's an entire jar of peanut butter dropped into it as well.
There.
Yeah.
It is literally in a kitchen sink. They come out with the kitchen sink. The whole thing. It's a supersized ice cream sundae.
Yes.
Is what it is. It's a little bit of everything.
And you do have to book that
180 days out. That's.
Wow. Wow. So, I think we've covered a lot of the reservations. But planning is the key. You must plan. You must decide what you want. And that's half the fun. We enjoy planning. You enjoy planning?
Yeah, I do.
It's half the fun. I do too. So, we're going to do one more Disney trip
Video.
a culmination of everything we've talked about and a few more. So that'll be coming up in a few days, and we'll talk about the things that are remaining to plan for in your trip.
Purchasing tickets and fast passes are up next.
Yep.
The fun begins.
Yes. The fun begins. All right. So if you like what we do, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And we'll continue talking about our Disney trip. And we'll see you in a few days.